Oh, well, this might be the last start we get on this battery. Let's see. It's getting pretty rough. Slow cranking. We get drive mode not available. Voltages got too low. Alright, so we are out in the daily, and I've been having a having a slow crank for a little while now because I don't drive this truck that often anymore. And oh yeah, so the gauges do this little twitch, little twitter, little bounce. Oh, now we're back alive. So we're having really low voltage even right after cranking. So this is the original battery on the truck. The truck is a 2018 and got about 60,000 miles on the truck, and it's 5.5 years, almost coming up on 6 years old now. So that factory battery lasted for quite some time. So we're going to swap the battery we took out of Fiddy and put it into this truck, also an AGM battery, which was how I could justify buying a really expensive battery for Fiddy by having a hand-me-down to her big sister. So we'll get the battery swapped out here and on to the next project. Oh, and side note, it is really, really windy outside today, so I'm going to try to limit my conversations outside on the video here, but we'll see if we can get some footage and see what the batteries look like. All right, so here's our stock AGM battery. We'll pull our 2 battery posts off and then figure out the battery hold down situation. It's here, and we'll have to kind of untuck some of our extra wiring we added here, and then we'll get the battery swapped out. Well, that's a bummer. I'm pretty sure I'd looked at this before I convinced myself to do this, but the battery terminals are swapped on this thing. So these are both my positives and these are both my negatives, and we're facing away from each other. So we can try and see if the cables will reach or not, but I have a feeling we're not going to make that work. Also, that battery's just a little bit taller than what we had in the truck as well. All right, well, that may be a bummer here. We'll give it a shot, see what happens. Certainly not what I envisioned. So I went ahead and popped some of the retainers off for the harness, and I had to pop the retainer off for this guy. So we're kind of stretching some of the harnesses a little bit tighter than I would have liked, but you know, I guess it is what it is. I also retaped. I put some masking tape around my battery insulator blanket because it was coming apart. And then we'll see if we can get the hood to shut. Well, it's not exactly what I had planned, because I could have sworn I checked those battery posts already, but you know, I guess I didn't pay enough attention. But we got it done. Not exactly the way it was supposed to be done, but we'll call it a win. We got Fiddy's battery upgraded, which was the main goal, and we'll let the daily hang on for another until the next time we need to use her. And yeah, we'll sign off on this video, short, sweet. Not exactly how I had planned in my head, but you know, it happens that way. So the garage is still a disaster. I did want to update y'all. I did get a replacement key fob batteries for the Antigravity battery. So that's nice. It actually came from the eBay seller side. So he actually was able to get them to send them to me, or maybe I don't know if he ordered them, but anyways, excited we finally got that saga finished here. Wanted to make a quick conversation about that video, or about the battery specifically. So I wouldn't normally spend, you know, nearly $1,000, like $900 on a battery. But at the point I needed a battery for my daily driver, my 18, it kind of started to make a little bit more sense. If I'm going to spend $300 on a regular AGM battery, For that truck, there's no point in spending, or it kind of justifies if I can reuse the battery that's still good in Fiddy and move it out there. So that was kind of my game plan. It seems silly to spend that kind of money, but also weight savings are pretty big too. So not only do I get a stronger battery with more power, and also has the reserve backup battery capability with the new remote that I now have too. So it makes the truck even more reliable theoretically, I guess. But we'll see. Hopefully, we won't have to ever test that feature. But if we do, I'll bring y'all for a ride on, or give y'all an update on that and let y'all check that out too. But basically, there's a reserve function in the battery, in the new anti-gravity battery, that if it has a slow drain, it, I guess, turns off like half of the battery and saves a portion of battery internally, and then you can use a remote to then turn on the remaining battery to get the truck started. So that's a really neat feature. And I said, hopefully we'll never have to use that. Now we have a remote, so that's a good thing. That if we do need to use it, since the battery is so difficult to get to and now requires a special charger because it's a lithium battery, you know, it'll end up being better in the long run. But anyways, just wanted a quick update video on what's going on with the battery situation between this truck and that truck. And yeah, appreciate y'all. I will catch you in the next one.